Hello, in this video, I will be giving you my time management hacks that allow me to be successful as a real estate agent. By the end of this guide, you will learn how to prioritize your tasks, how to create your own schedule, and how to follow through on your schedule so you actually get the things done on your schedule. With that being said, let's dive right in. This video is recorded exclusively for realestatebees.com. My name is Justin Chau. I'm a licensed realtor with eXp Realty here in the San Gabriel Valley. I come from a background of real estate agents. My family were realtors. However, for the past 2 years, I've been doing business solo and I've seen great success. First off, you should know how to prioritize tasks as a real estate agent. There is just an endless supply of things to do. However, and unfortunately, not all of them get you closer to a closed deal. Not all of them push the needle, and we just don't have enough time in the world to be doing everything that we need to do because now you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, and you need to prioritize what you do. I would recommend prioritizing your task on a scale of 1 to 3. 1 being the most important thing that you have to do during the day. This task will get you the closest to a closed deal and to growing your business. 3 being the absolute least important. It may be something nice to do. It may be an idea that you get in your head, something that you've always wanted to do, but it doesn't necessarily push the needle as much as other tasks would. So it's something nice to do, but you don't want to be putting all your time towards it. How I would kind of set my scale is that my number one task out of any single day is servicing clients. By servicing clients, I help do my job of being a realtor and I get one step closer to a closed deal. There is literally no other thing you could do as a realtor that gets you that close to closing a deal than servicing a client. Whether it's putting out flyers for your listing, finding homes for your buyers, looking at off-market opportunities for your buyers, that should be your number one thing to do as a realtor. And honestly, if you have a client to service, it should be your only priority. It should be the only thing that you focus day in and day out until that client is closed, because why would you ever focus on anything else other than getting that closed, getting the commission, and on to the next client? Now, if you don't have any clients, your number one priority should be following up with leads. We all know that most clients are found through the follow-up. It's not through the first time you talk to them, but with the follow-up. So you should understand that before you start reaching out to more clients, you need to follow up with every single lead that you have in your database, because that pushes you closer to getting a client. And once you have a client, your new most important task, of course, is to service them. Now, let's say you've done all your follow-up, right? You can't just follow up 8 days throughout the whole, 8 hours throughout the whole day. It's kind of hard. I would suggest your number one priority being lead generation. Now, you could kind of say lead generation is a number 2. I like to put it as number 1 because to me, if you don't have any leads in your business, you don't have a business at all, right? You're just kind of working a job for fun. So that's how I would rate it. Number 1 task, I would say, are follow-up, servicing clients, and getting new leads. Number 2 tasks can be kind of interchangeable. I could say that lead generation is between 1 and 2. Nothing really else goes into number 2, maybe social media creation because you could get more leads. But number 3, right, the task that I would rate as number 3 is literally everything else. Like if I don't have any more lead generation to do, if I don't have any more follow-ups and I can't nurture service any more of my clients, I would do anything else. That's number 3. That's the extra time that I have with my day. I don't make time specifically for number 3 rated task. It's only if I have extra time. Some things could be like website creation. It could be business card creation, template creation, making flyers, throwing out ideas, brainstorming. Those are what I would consider number 3 tasks because they're nice to have, but they're just not the most important thing that you could be doing. The next thing to mastering your time management as a realtor is to create your schedule. I know it sounds cliche, it sounds maybe cringy, or it sounds childish, but in reality, if you don't create a schedule for yourself, you lose accountability. You end up not doing anything meaningful during the day, right? We did number 1, which was prioritizing your tasks. Now let's make sure we put it on a schedule so that we know what to do and how much of what to do. And the secret to really maximizing your schedule is to always fit in 3 hours of lead generation, no matter what, into your schedule. A business with no leads is not a business. Okay, it's just a job that doesn't pay you. You need leads in your database to close deals, to do what you're supposed to do as a realtor. We already know that lead generation is a number 1 to number 2 task on the priority rating. So it should already be high in your mind that you have to get it done. If you could do more than 3 hours, phenomenal. But I always recommend a minimum of 3 hours to make sure you have plenty of leads inside your database. And with only 3 hours put into lead generation, let's say you work a regular 8-hour day, 5 hours is more than plenty time to follow up with leads and to nurture your clients. In fact, I don't even think you need close to 5 hours, right? If anything, you're going to have a lot of excess time because you're really planning for success. And that's the whole point of this, right? Time management skills is just planning for success. So what I would also recommend is that you should create your schedule the day before. Don't create the schedule when you just wake up. Your mind's a bit blurry. You may not feel as motivated to create a nice big list of things to do. Do it the night before so that you go to sleep without having to worry about what you have to do for tomorrow. And that when you wake up, you don't have to think about anything. You just look at the list and you just get it done. It's that simple. Don't make it any harder on yourself. Create the schedule. It sounds silly. Whether you do it on paper or you do it on a calendar or you do it on an app, it doesn't matter. Create the schedule. I personally recommend making your schedules and your to-do list on paper because I think the act of writing it out and check marking it off when you finish is almost rewarding in a way, right? When you write it down, I feel like you remember it more. And when you check it off, it gives you a boost of like dopamine and reward for actually doing your schedule. And the whole point of it is to make it fun, right? Don't make this like some big daunting list of things to do. Make it fun. Make it easy, know what you have to do, and then get it done. Simple as that. And the final step to absolutely unlocking the secret of time management as a realtor is something I feel like most agents ignore or they skip this part, but in reality, it has a very, very big place and is extremely important to making sure you stay accountable to yourself. And that is being able to follow through on your schedule, creating a game plan to follow through on your schedule. And really what I mean by that is time blocking your schedule. I know. It's like, oh my God, I got to set myself a schedule. I became a realtor, so I didn't have to follow a schedule. I'm going to be my own boss. You want to keep yourself accountable. You want to be able to follow through on your to-do list. What happens when you make a to-do list the day before a schedule is that when you wake up and there's really no time dates, it's just a bunch of things to do, we procrastinate. We put things off. We think we could do it later on when it's going to be something that we never get to. Or you wake up in the morning and you look at this big list of things to do that you were so ambitious to write last night, and it just looks so daunting that you don't even try to do anything on the list, right? As awesome as writing your schedule is, it means nothing if you don't do it. So time block it in. If you know you're doing 3 hours of lead generation, put a specific time to do it. Put it in the morning, put it in the afternoon, put it in the evening. Put it by having a start date and an end date, right? A time in place to do it. You are statistically more inclined to actually get it done. Even if you don't work the full 3 hours of lead generation, I can assure you, you're probably going to get more done than if you've never put a time block at all. That goes with everything else on your schedule. Block out time, block out time, block out time. What happens if you block out, let's say, an hour for creating a website and you don't get it done within an hour? Don't go over the time block. Say, hey, okay, I'm done. I took all the time I could. Save it, pause it, save it for later. You're going to block it in for another day. But it keeps you accountable, right? So that you don't spend too much time doing unnecessary things and that you spend enough time doing the things that you should, like nurturing clients, finding new clients, and following up with your leads. So I think that out of everything, time blocking is probably the most important trick that you're going to learn from this video. So all in all, right, we learned how to prioritize tasks. Then we put that task into a schedule, right? To make sure that we're doing the most important things. And now we have a game plan to follow through on these tasks. So your quote unquote time management turns into this system that you don't even have to think about. You write it, you know what's important, you write it down, you wake up in the morning, you see that, oh, now it's the start time, and you just do it. You don't have to stress about anything. It's a simple system that has been extremely effective, at least for me as a realtor, and I've seen such great success. I tell all of my other realtors to do this. Everybody I know that is successful does this. So I hope it's something that can serve you as well as it has for me. And I hope it's something that you can start implementing the second you leave this video. And I hope by tomorrow you create a schedule and you create a time block to do everything. And before you know it, you'll have everything done. Thank you.